Hi guys, welcome to Old Guys and New Guitars. My name is Rex Anderson, and today we're going to take a little more of a ukulele trip. A couple weeks ago, we featured this particular ukulele, a Dhani Harrison Fender, on an interview that we did on a cruise called the JoCo Cruise down along the coast of Mexico and up into the Caribbean. We have another interview from that same ship today with another really marvelous ukulele player by the name of Molly LeLe. And before we get to that interview, I thought I'd spend a little time just talking about ukuleles and how they kind of always fit into our summer plans as we get ready to do some traveling across the country. This particular one is really nice. It is a tenor size, and so it's not too big to take with you, but it's convenient because of having the built-in electronics. I know on the ship it was a little tough to hear the ukulele, so I'll just play it just a little bit here, just to give you a sense of the tone of this particular model. Yeah, it's a nice little ukulele. It's got a very narrow body on it. Of course, I love the engraving on the back, the etching of the face on the back there, and the inlays and everything. Just kind of a fun instrument. So we will see how Molly reacted to this one on the ship during that interview here in a few minutes. But what I thought I'd do first is kind of just talk about some of the ukuleles that I've had and that we experiment with taking with us. The first one on top is another one from that same JoCo Cruise. This was back about 9 years ago or so, 2017, I think. And when we went on that cruise, they gave everyone a copy of one of these ukuleles. And they're not expensive instruments in any way, shape, or form. I'm not sure how in tune it is. We'll see. Not too bad. Anyways, a fun way to spend some time on the ship. They used to have they had lessons and group playing sessions up on top of the deck. We'll show a little bit of about that during the interview with Molly, but this is one of the first giveaways that they had on the ship that everybody you saw people playing ukuleles all over the ship that year. So still held on to that one just because it was so much fun. And then we'll go to the next one. This is probably the oldest ukulele I have. If I'm really short on space, this might be one I would look for because it is so small. And I think I got this one actually up in Seattle. Now, I will admit that this one has always been a little bit problematic for me to keep in tune. I really love the look and the feel of it. It's got a really beautiful body on it. I think it's a cedar top on this thing, and then some type of burled, I'm not quite sure, the wood, maybe a mahogany of some sort. But it's a nice little, not too far off there. Yeah, so if you're really short on space and you want to have an instrument with you, then something like this makes sense. This and the blue one would be considered soprano ukuleles, whereas the Dhani Harrison one was more of a tenor. So yeah, I don't know. This is just a fun one if you really had no room and you really wanted to take something with you. So there's that one. And then now we get to one that I did pick up on a trip. This was from the Hilo Guitars and Ukulele Company over in Hawaii when I was over there watching some of our friends race the Ironman one year. I had a chance to go visit that shop. And this one just stood out to me, just primarily from the tone of it. It's a mahogany, sort of a flame, what do they call it here? They call this a curly mahogany finish. It's hard for me to tell if it's a laminate or not. I sort of see Yeah, I'm not absolutely certain if it's not got a laminate part of this, but the tone is really nice, and it's got a what appears to be a rosewood fingerboard on it, and what they call a new bone nut on it. This particular instrument, we've actually used this for some recordings, and yeah, it's got a really nice tone. It's a little deeper body than what's on the Harrison guitars or ukulele, so a little more tone. Yeah, so anyway, this is a nice one. Having the pickup system in it is nice because then we can plug it in. As a matter of fact, let's see, where is that? Plug in, let me grab that and plug it in here and just play a couple of chords with it and see if we pick it up in the recording. And if it does, I'll mix it in and show you what that sounds like. So this is kind of the same thing, except now I'm gonna got this plugged in so we'll hear it through that pickup. Yeah. Anyway, I like this one for traveling because the size of the case is not so quite as big as the next level up. This also, as I said, is a tenor size ukulele. So when you've got a little more space and can go more than just the soprano, going to the tenor is the next choice. And then after that, we move on up here to this guy, this getting a little bigger. I brought out this case because this is that travel guitar that we featured on one of the shows last year to give you guys a sense of what the size difference is. So this is a baritone ukulele, and it appears to be mahogany throughout. This is from the Lanakai company in Hawaii, and this one was made in China. And what's nice about the baritones are for guitar players like me, it's basically the same four strings as the guitar. It's a little easier to play. So there you go. There's four choices of ukulele. And then, of course, after that, the next size up that we move to is the Harley Benton travel guitar. And that one, I'll just pull it out here for a moment to give you a size comparison. And you can go back and check out the old video on this one. Obviously, it's quite a bit larger in the overall body, but it's an all mahogany laminate, maybe a solid wood top on that. So this is a good option when you're ready to move away from the ukulele and back to a guitar. So with that, I'm not going to play this one because we've featured that in our previous video, and I encourage you to go back and take a look at that. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the interview that I did with Molly Lewis on the JoCo Cruise when she got to take a look at the Dhani Harrison ukulele for the first time and get her reaction to it. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time. Hi guys, my name is Rex Anderson, and this is Old Guys and New Guitars, and welcome to kind of a unique episode. We are actually sitting on a ship in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of Mexico, and we're on a very special cruise that has a lot of diversity in terms of interests, in terms of, we've got scientists, we've got comedians, we have musicians, we have authors, we have podcasters, just a wide variety of people. And I'm here with Molly Lewis, and she is one of the wonderful musicians who participates in this cruise. And she doesn't know it, but we became aware of her almost 9 years ago. Back in 2017, she was on the cruise. And that particular cruise, they gave us all these cool little blue ukuleles. And so one of the things that she's been so kind to contribute on this cruise is every morning at 9 o'clock, she's up on one of the top decks in the back doing a ukulele melee, which is basically a wide variety of people playing ukuleles and going through songs and all of that. So I thought this would be a good opportunity. We're going to branch out away from guitars here today and talk a little bit about ukuleles. So I'm just going to double check your mic there.
Is it a little light screen? Yeah.
That's all good. Great. So we should be good there. So Molly, I'll ask you a question just to get started.
Yeah.
How did you get into music in the first place? What did it start for you?
Well, it started for me. My mother is a music teacher.
Oh, okay.
And she sang at our church, and she came up through, she was in a group called the Young Americans, which is kind of like Up With People. And so music was always in my house. And so when I was in middle school, I played guitar because I got really into the band Nickel Creek. Do you know Nickel Creek?
Sure.
And that's when I realized, like, oh, music is something you can do. It's not just something that, and I should have known that sooner, given my background. But then, you know, guitar with the metal strings, I just had little baby fingers. I was 11 years old.
Okay.
And so following the Nickel Creek track, I tried mandolin next. And strings are doubled, so that was even harder.
Yeah.
And then I got really into Steve Martin's stand-up albums. And so for my middle school graduation present, I asked for a banjo.
Wow.
Which I loved, but I was also, you know, there's a little bit of constraint. It's kind of hard to play, you know, songs in minor keys, songs in keys that aren't what it's tuned to. And my dad, noticing this pattern of like picking up instruments, saw one of those fluke sort of plastic backed like triangular ukuleles in a shop window and went, that thing looks dumb. I bet my kid could play it. And it, like, you know, the sort of rhythmic strumming from guitar and like the flat picking from mandolin and the finger picking from banjo all kind of snapped into place with ukulele.
Wow. So it started to come together for you.
It really did. And then I started writing, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you mentioned the banjo. We're coming into San Diego for our port, and San Diego is a home of the Deering Banjo Company. And if you've never had a chance to go to their facility, you should, even if you're not a pure banjo player. You'll probably walk out with a banjo.
Have you been to the Musical Instrument Museum in San Diego? I've been meaning to
go. No, I haven't. We have one over in Arizona in Phoenix that's just phenomenal, and a lot of good. We see a lot of shows there too. They have a wonderful theater, but have not been to the one here in San Diego.
Yeah.
So, so that got you into the sort of starting to play the ukulele.
Long, windy road to ukulele.
Yeah. And so, gosh, when did you first start on the JoCo Cruise and doing that?
I was on the first one in 2011. Really? I was 21 years old. I was a fresh little baby. And there weren't as many, there was, we were sharing the ship with just regular cruisers. But 2017 was the first year that they had the whole ship. And so they had the ability to put a ukulele on everybody's bed.
Yeah.
And the ukulele melee had been meeting, just on the back pool, just whoever had packed an instrument. And the first year, was it the first or the second year, I did my concert on the back deck because they didn't have enough stage space. And just every day we would practice something by the Beatles, because that's a terrific ukulele song. George wrote on ukulele a lot. And so everybody got up, we played something, and then we played Istanbul, Constantinople, because that's only two chords.
Yeah.
And then the group started to grow and grow. And then in 2017, I was like, maybe I'll take a break from doing this melee thing. Maybe I'll try to find other, make more concerts. I don't know what my plan was. But then I heard everybody on ship is getting a ukulele and then some. And I thought, wouldn't it be a waste if, somebody receives a free ukulele? Oh my gosh, that may be their first instrument, and they don't have any guidance as to, like, you want to try to discourage them from putting that thing in the trash at the end of the week,
Absolutely.
So a lot of my friends sort of volunteered, and we made this program to teach everybody we could Hungry Like the Wolf.
Yeah.
As many as we could.
I remember, I think you were doing the motion of the dab. You were doing dabs back then.
We would dab with the ukulele up there. That was our closing move.
Well, it worked because we held on to those 2 ukuleles, as a matter of fact, even though we really had to be careful getting our luggage.
Yeah, they're surprisingly playable for like a $3 ukulele.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. So I'll ask you a few more things at the end about what you're doing currently and shows and that kind of thing. We do have, you can't see this, but you can see it now. This is one of the CDs that she has available here on the ship that I picked up. She's got a couple other ones out there too.
And on Bandcamp.
Oh, on Bandcamp, yes, absolutely. So what I'm going to do today is kind of follow the pattern of our show. I'm going to present you with an instrument and just have you react to it.
Okay.
And kind of see what you think of it and where it takes you. And you've already named a person who is, I'd have to say, instrumental to this particular instrument. So let me grab that.
Okay. Feels like you're about to put a puppy in my lap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the first thing you're going to notice is, I guess I'll hold this up to the camera. The first thing you can notice, it's a Fender guitar, and she may have already played one of these, but I'll have you unzip it from down there.
And I've not met this guy before, you think?
No, but you just mentioned somebody who's important to this instrument.
Okay.
And I'll show you.
Oh, it's like Christmas morning. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's lovely. Oh my God, look at the back.
Isn't that amazing?
That's incredible.
So this.
Oh. Yeah, please describe.
This is a Dhani Harrison signature ukulele guitar, and Dhani is George Harrison's son.
Yes.
Who you just mentioned. And so Fender Guitar put these out a few years ago. And they're just wonderful little guitars. Now, they don't project like some of the ukuleles you might pick up in Hawaii and such, but it's nice. It comes with a little pickup built into it, and it has it's got
the strato shape.
It's got the Fender shape on the headstock, and then all these cool little inlays going up the fretboard, and then on the back, as you say, we've got this really wonderful carving. So just fool around with it a second and see what you think of it. I'm going to turn that guy on. Turn that guy on, and let me see.
Yeah,
make sure he's on
this
here.
inlay here is so nice. Is this inlay too, or is this like screen printed on? Do you think on the fretboard?
It looks like it's screen printed. It doesn't look like inlay, does it?
But that's okay.
I mean, but it's pretty neat.
Get a little patina on there the more you play it. That's fine. I would have expected from the size of it for this to be a low G. Because it's kind of, do you know if this is a tenor or a concert? What length is this?
This is a tenor, I believe. Yeah.
It's got a nice warm sound. I thought it would be brighter for how large it is. That's really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just looking at I'm surprised you don't see this more, this kind of laser etched detail.
Yeah.
Wow. This is a little secret just for me.
It's a cool little etched onto the back. It's pretty nifty. The other thing I kind of noticed, the strings have pretty good similar volume across all 4 strings.
Yeah, the action's pretty tight. It's not as loose as a beginner instrument. Oh man. It's I don't know the word that came to mind, which is not the right word, but it's a modest sound. It's not too warm, not too kind of boomy.
It's pretty detailed too for articulating that.
I'd be curious what it sounds like in the pickup too.
Yeah,
you folks at home are getting a sound back in.
We'll catch it on that too.
Oh man!
And you're welcome if you want to play a little bit of an original. You're welcome to play just a little bit as a sampling.
Yeah.
As you're feeling it.
Ooh. that someday maybe, so let me have your baby. You would be amazed what science does these days. So think it over and send along your seed. Wow.
Kind of cool, huh?
Kind of cool.
Now you brought on board for this week a headless ukulele that I had never seen before. Can you tell people just a little bit about that?
Yeah.
And because that's a pretty unique instrument, and we had the opportunity to I loaned her this little amp the other day, and I didn't really explain to her that it's actually a full amplifier, so it has all the effects that you could want, reverb and all of that.
It's pretty. We were playing Space Oddity, and you from your phone turned on the reverb on that thing. It's like, where's that coming from?
Just goes crazy, and you can change all of that compression, distortion, delays, all kinds of stuff you can click on. But with the transmitter and receiver, it makes a really small package with that particular uke that you had. Tell me about that uke.
Yeah, I mean, I had to borrow the transceiver because there's no acoustic sound out of it at all. It's a solid body. It looks like, how would you describe the look of it? It kind of...
Well, I'm familiar with a Steinberger guitar, and it reminded me of that, except it was a little bit like the Traveler guitars because all your tuning pegs are down here on this end.
Yeah, they're kind of in the body of the thing, and then there's no headstock for that reason. And it's I don't remember what it's called. But it's the solid body. I think I have the concert model.
Okay.
And that's my I got to make a chord chart, but my partner is sleeping. Kind of that thing, and it's got just I think a passive pickup.
Yeah.
So that's why I needed to borrow the guy.
Worked out really well.
Yeah. And Jim Boja borrowed it for another set. Yeah.
Nice.
But it was, what a luxury to be on a cruise and to be able to bring a second ukulele.
Yeah. Well, we did have a chance to visit with Jim a couple days ago and do a little interview with him. And he talked about how the ukulele kind of took his life for a while.
For sure.
And he loved doing that. And he had sort of the same reaction to the George Harrison connection.
Has he met this guy too?
Yeah, he's met this instrument, and he's currently playing in a Beatles kind of cover band.
Yeah.
He's playing bass in that, but so he had a chance to play with this and was pleasantly surprised by it too.
One of my favorite ukulele conversion experiences on this cruise is a lot of guitar players come up to me and say, "Oh, I would sit with the melee, but I don't know how to play uke." And I say, "Actually, you do. If you can play guitar, because the way the ukulele is tuned is just capo up to the 5 and take off the low 2 strings, and it's all the same shapes."
Yeah.
And just watch the gears turn of I can play ukulele, I just haven't picked one up yet.
Well, and I find myself not playing ukulele very much, but sometimes I'll just sit down and realize, hey, I'm just playing in a higher key than I would normally be playing, but I can use the same shapes. And just kind of think that through.
I'm already so comfortable with this thing. I'm just carrying on the conversation. Yeah, it has a really lovely, gentle action to it, which is, I guess, what I would expect. A hard rockin' sound is not what I associate with the Harrison family at all.
Yeah, I guess he was known for giving ukuleles out to people as they came over to his house and hang out and that kind of stuff. Could you imagine that? Like Tom Petty talked about how many ukuleles he got from George Harrison.
I mean, it's so easy to acquire ukuleles. You can't really impulsively pick up just a guitar like you can.
No.
Just it's $100 and it's so pretty. And I guess I got room on my wall for another. It's I like to say that the ukulele is to guitar what dogs are to cats. Kind of ukulele sits on your lap. Kind of, you don't leave the house with it much. Dog, you want to take out for a walk.
Yeah, definitely. It's a quiet instrument.
Yeah, and the guitar is a lot more extroverted, a lot more fun to play in a group.
Let me ask you one thing. This, not being a ukulele player, I did a little research before I came on the trip, and I was suggested to try out these fiber picks, and I've never done that before. I've used regular picks. Have you used those before?
No. As you can see, I've grown out my fingernails.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, Vance Gilbert.
I know the name.
Yeah, he's a mean picker. He was on the cruise a couple years ago, and he has the sort of banjo nails grown out. And I thought, he's a serious picker. Am I a serious picker? Let me give it a try.
Yeah.
And that was, so I grew my nails out in COVID, and it makes it easier to play. I have an electric tenor ukulele, also from Risa.
Oh, okay.
And so I have the thumb pick is usually what I do. And then just kind of finger pick like that. Because, the metal strings demand a little more from you than the plastic ones. So yeah, I haven't really.
Yeah, this is what they call a felt pick. It's really interesting. It softens the attack.
But you can wang on it a little more.
Yes, yes.
And they get a little softer over time, which is kind of nice.
Okay.
But the only I have of these are like just from starter kits.
Yeah, yeah.
I usually just use my fingernails, but you can see I've got a little strum blister right there. So I've been playing harder than I usually do on the cruise this week.
Well, it's a lot of playing every day.
Yeah, every morning.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit, Molly, about what you're doing currently. If you have any new recording projects coming up, or any show kind of things that you want to talk about.
Yeah, I've been trying to I'm sort of trying to cycle up to get enough songs to make an album, and so those can currently be found on my Bandcamp, which is mollylele.rocks.
Okay.
I challenged myself to have a new song out every Bandcamp Friday in 2024. So those are all together on a project I called Friend Camp Buy Day, because I would play songs with my friends and I would hope people would buy my stuff. So come on, friends, buy my things. And I also stream on Twitch, kind of sort of digital busking situation every Tuesday that I can swing, a show called Tunes Day. I just love mixing letters around in words.
Yeah.
And so that's twitch.tv/Molly LeLe. There's another musician named Molly Lewis who is a classical whistler.
Oh, okay.
And so I decided now's the time to maybe have a band name. And so I publish music under Molly LeLe now.
Okay, and how do you spell the last part?
MOLLYLELE.
LELE.
Because it felt kind of like getting married to the ukulele.
Yeah,
it's really a very important tool of mine.
Well, I thank you very much for taking your time to come and talk to us a little bit and experience ukulele. We do have a couple of things for you. You get to keep that so you can keep experimenting.
Okay, yeah.
That was brand new.
The little grippy is nice, actually.
Yeah, isn't that kind of holding on to it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then I have also for you this is a big for his age. This is my band, and my partner on the show, Carrie Jackson, is all over that album.
Yeah.
And so let me grab one more thing for you.
I too have made a logo pick in the last year or so.
Oh, nice.
Feels very glamorous.
Oh,
very
okay. Yeah, and then this is the last album we put out. This one we did on vinyl because we're vinyl guys. Yeah. And this features my friend Carrie, who's a partner on this show, all over this album on guitars. And,
cool.
And then my full band and everything. So we are also in the process of doing some recording for a new album. But this is the last one that we have.
I'm so jealous. I've always wanted to put something out on vinyl.
Oh,
hoping my next one.
It was so much fun. For us, it came during COVID.
Yeah.
And so we said, well, we're not going to be able to support this record because we couldn't gig out to support it. So we reached out to our fans and raised all the money ahead of time to pay for a vinyl record. And they all got it ahead of time, and it was released right in the middle of COVID.
Oh, that's what it's about.
We were so lucky that everybody got their vinyl at home.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And to be able to play it. And of course, we put it out on CD.
Yeah, of course. Easier to take on a cruise.
Yeah,
CD
yeah. Oh, but thank you very much for taking your time.
Thank you for introducing me to Dhani here.
Yeah, now you know what a Dhani Harrison Fender ukulele looks like. And,
I don't need more ukuleles, but boy, I'll be thinking about this one.
Yeah, yeah. And they're not crazy expensive either compared to some of the nice ones you see over in Hawaii and some of those. But thanks again, and look for us. Our episodes come out every 2 weeks. And the channel is Rexomatic, and the show is Old Guys and New Guitars. Guys, thank you for tuning in, and please subscribe to their channel. We appreciate it. We're growing slowly. Also, your comments. We love your comments. We love to answer questions, and you've given us a lot of ideas for shows. So keep on tuning in, and thanks, and have a great day. All right.
Tuning in, that's nice.
Yeah. Well, thanks you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the interview with Molly. She's really wonderful, and as I said, every day at 9 o'clock, she was up on the top of the deck with about 40 other ukulele players. Playing songs and teaching songs, and just a really fun way to enjoy a cruise, to wake up in the morning playing in the ukulele. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and please like and subscribe to our channel, and we love to hear your comments. If you have any comments, if there's a particular ukulele that you like to take with you when you travel, please put that in the comments, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.